Welcome everyone. Once again, we have gathered together to offer homage, praises to Bhagavan. Today, it's first day after Basant Panchami. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all who are here as well as those who are following us online. Welcome. Let's begin with Sattva Part. Om Vasudeva Sukam Devam Kamsacharumardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadanam Om Adakshe Varadevi Akshare Brahmavadi Gayatri Jagat Mata Vishnu Yogi Namastute Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimani Dhiyo Yo Nः Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimani Dhiyo Yo Nः Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimani Dhiyo Yo Nः Prachodayat Om Triambakam Yajamani Sugandhim Pushtivarnam Urvarupanirbandhanan Mrityormokshitamamritan Om Prithvimaya Jagaloka Devam Vishnu Mahika Vanchadharyamam Devi Pavitram Kuru Chasam Om Shri Prithvi Mata Yo Namaha Namami Om Apavitra Pavitra Sarvashtanga Yashmarit Pundrikaksham Sadaya Bhayankara Sutrivasam Om Asprakshanam Samadhyami Om Indhaya Namaha Om Amritopastarmasi Swaha Om Amrita Pidhanasi Swaha Om Satyam Yasha Shrimai Shri Shvayatam Swaha Asprakshanam Samadhyami Govindaya Namaha Vishnuve Sito Brahma Vishmadhi Charadana Gosavare Sankham Devam Kusharam Karomayam Om Yena Vadu Variraja Ramane Karo Mahaka Devam Pativadami Raksha Machala Machala Now we're ready for the right of your lips. You can all join in the unsport invocation, touch force the lips. Om Vandamasya Stunus Om Nasurde Pranastu Eyes Om Aksharone Chakshurastu Ears Om Gargyone Shrotramastu Arms Om Ahurme Balmastu Eyes Om Ujome Ujoastu Ahur Om Arishtani Menigani Tamstanvame Saha Santu. Alright, we'll rise to our hand now. We join in the Swasti Vachan, the benediction mantras. Rise on. Om Hari Om Swastina Indro Bridasrava Swastina Pusha Vishwavedam Swastina Starkshorishthanemi Swastino Brihaspatir Dadhatu Om Paya Prithvivyam Paya Ushyavishu Payo Divyantarikshe Payo Bha Payasvati Pradesha Santumyam Om Vishnu Atmasi Vishnu Shri Krishna Vishnu Surasi Vishnu Dhrasi Vishnu Vasi Vishnu Vetavam Om Ardira Devata Vato Devata Suryo Devata Chandrama Devata Vasu Devata Rudra Devata आदित्य देवता मरुतो देवता विश्वदेव देवता बृहस्पति देवता इंद्र देवता वरुण देवता ओम द्यौ शांति अंतरिक्ष शांति पृथ्वी शांति आकाश शांति औषधय शांति वनस्पत्य शांति विश्वदेव शांति ब्रह्मा शांति सर्वं शांति शांतिरेव शांति सामा शांतिरेधि ओम विश्वानि देवा सवितर दुरितानि प्रणास्व यद्भद्रं तदास्व ओम शुक्लं वरदं देवं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये ओम शांति 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 we consecrate the various time. Om Bhurasi Bhumirasi Tirasi Viswadhaya Viswasya Bhunasya Dhatri Prithvi Raksha Prithvi Trivogha Prithvi Mahi Gomsah Prem Samasi Prithvi Mata Ki Jai Sharanam Prabhu. Now with flowers in our hands, flowers symbolizing coming from the heart, from our hearts. We offer salutations now to Sri Ganesha, Ganesha's Vigneshwar, remover of obstacles, giver of success, storehouse of wisdom. We ask for Lord, may you bless us with knowledge, with intelligence, with wisdom to overcome every difficulty, whether a physical, a spiritual, or a material kind. मंगल पूजा प्रतमं प्रधानम ग्रहण पूजा भगवान नमस्ते ओम सर्वमंगल मांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमस्ते श्री गणेशाय नमः नमामि श्री गौरी माता यो नमः नमामि
जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाति पार्वती पिता महादेवा जय गणेश देवा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाति पार्वती पिता महादेवा जय गणेश देवा लड्डुओं को भोग लगे संत करे सेवा संत करे सेवा लड्डुओं को भोग लगे संत करे सेवा जय गणेश देवा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाति पार्वती पिता महादेवा जय गणेश देवा एक दंत दया बंत छाड़ पूजकारी छाड़ पूजकारी माते सिंदूर सोहे मूसे की सवारी मूसे की सवारी दुखियों के दुख हरत भर मन मेरा जय गणेश देवा जय गणेश जय गणेश जय गणेश देवा माता जाति पार्वती पिता महादेवा जय गणेश देवा आँख देख कोरियन को पाया, कोरियन को पाया। पंचन को पुत्र देख निर्धन को माया, निर्धन को माया। भव से पार करो नाथ, भव से पार करो नाथ, भजन करो तेरा। जय गणेश देवा, जय गणेश, जय गणेश, जय गणेश देवा। माता रानी पार्वती पिता महादेवा, जय गणेश देवा। जो तेरा ध्यान करे ज्ञान मिले उसको, ज्ञान मिले उसको। छोड़ तुझे और भल जाऊं मैं किसको, जाऊं मैं किसको। हे देवा कृपा करो, हे देवा कृपा करो, कष्ट भयो तेरा। जय गणेश देवा, जय गणेश, जय गणेश, जय गणेश देवा। माता रानी पार्वती पिता महादेवा, जय गणेश देवा। लघुवन को भोग लगे संत करे सेवा, संत करे सेवा। लघुवन को भोग लगे संत करे सेवा, जय गणेश देवा, जय गणेश, जय गणेश, जय गणेश देवा। माता रानी पार्वती पिता महादेवा, जय गणेश देवा, जय गणेश देवा, जय गणेश देवा।
Class pass now, we join in the glorification of Bhagavan Ashri Ganesha. Om Jai Ganapati Sadguru Sadam Ravivar Bhajan Kripa Dikaram Mangalkaram Jai Jai Jai. Om Agacha Ganesh Gauri Devi Swasthana Parmeshwari Aham Puja Karishyami Om Sarasan Bhava. प्रेम से गौरी गणेश भगवान की जय। शरणं प्रभु। Our class funds, we meditate on Mahalakshmi, Lakshmi, the dispenser of prosperity, of wealth, of health, of beauty, of fortune. Most importantly, Nilukasi light is a symbol of wisdom as opposed to darkness, that symbolizes ignorance. We ask for Devi, in the light manner, the light dispels the darkness of night, so many darkness of our ignorance, be replaced by the light of spiritual wisdom. For this Mahalakshmi, we join in humble salutations. Om Namostute Sri Om Sri Mahalakshmi Mata Namahi Vayami Stapyami Pujyami Karishyami Ramyam Shobhanam Divyam Sarva Saukyakaram Shubham.
माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी, कितना प्यार जगाती है। श्वास श्वास की रक्षा करती, भग भग प्राण बचाती है। माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी।
Om
Our class pans, we glorify the Divine Mother as Mahalakshmi. Om Matulakshmi Kari Kripa Karo Hriday Nivas Manokamana Siddhi Kari Purvahumerias Trahi Trahi Dukharni Harudevi Sarvas Jayati Jayati Jay Lakshmi Karishatrudhanash Mahalakshmi Namastubhyam Namastubhyam Sureshwari Haripriye Namastubhyam Namastubhyam Dayanihe Om Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lakshmi Rupena Samskrita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namah Namastasyai 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 Namo Namah Prem Swasi Mahalakshmi Mata Ki Jai Sharanam Prabhu. Take the red flower now. Once again, with flower in our hands, we offer praises to Sri Navgraha Devata, Navgraha symbolizing the planets in our solar system. We as Hindus, we accept our lives are influenced by the position of these planets. The energy from the planets affect us both positively as well as negatively. Whatever negativity there may be today, we are asking Bhagavan to be the guide, install himself within our hearts, guide the intellect that will lead us to overcome the challenges that we may face day to day due to the effects of the Graha. Especially for those of our members who may be ill, may be suffering in some way or the other from the negative effects of the Graha. We ask Bhagavan to bless these individuals, make them well, make them whole, that they may be contributing members of their homes and join in society as a whole. Especially today we pray for Srimati Janaki Samaru, Srimati Anjani Rampal, Srimati Hare Ram Prasad, Srimati Mary Manbahal, Sriman Roy Sankar, and Srimati Yolanda Bowen, and of course you may know others who may be suffering in some way or the other. I think we should add Rani on that for now. Although she's got pinched nerve more than anything else, so we hope she recovers quickly.
Hopefully to come in next week. She says she's hopeful to be here next week.
She's hopeful, yeah. We need her to come here so we can sing some Chautal. The Chautal started last night, of course, but nobody showed up. We didn't advertise it, so we didn't want people to come anyway. But I did that on my own, and got it fixed up. Everything is ready to go. So Chautal season has started. So we'll try to make time if we can and we get a goal. I'd like people to indicate whether they would like to sing in the Chautal goals so that we know who they are. And we'll arrange for them to get their copies when they sit down, as well as the job, because if we keep spreading these things around to people who don't sing and who don't contribute to the Chautal, we'd like them to participate. So if they follow, it's okay. But those who are sitting there to contribute, we want them to have a copy and we want them to have a period job. That's the only way it's going to work, right? Good.
Also, Lataji.
Oh, yes. We're getting to Lata in a few minutes. So, the Indian, the Hindu community, the Indian community for that matter, has lost the gem, of course. Lata Mangeshkar passed away, and I think her cremation is today sometime.
Yeah.
It's already done.
It's done. Well,
Yeah.
India is a day ahead, right? Yeah, so it's done. Now I was going by the cricket. The cricket started at 3 a.m. and that was supposed to be
Already done.
today. It's already done. I keep following these things. So let's not chat. Let's get this job done. All right. Let's meditate now on Navagraha. We pray for peace in the heavenly regions, peace in the atmosphere, peace upon the earth, as it affects our own lives directly. Om Brahma Murari Tripurantrakari Bhanu Shashi Bhumi Sutohurascha Guruscha Shukra Shani Rahu Ketu Sarvega Shantikara Bhavantu Sarvega Shantikara Bhavantu Prem Sosilam Brahma Devata Ki Jai Sharanam Prabhu. Now with flowers in our hands again, we meditate on Mahavishnu, Vishnu the all-pervasive Bhagavan who becomes manifest from time to time and age to age for the benefit of humankind, by whose grace and blessings the dumb speaks, the lame walks, the blind sees, the impossible becomes possible. Today we are asking Bhagavan, in the same way become manifest in the world for the benefit of humankind. May become manifest within my heart. Be the guide of my intellect, guiding me on the path of truth, of dharma, of righteousness, of religion, the path which leads to the highest welfare here and hereafter too. To this Mahavishnu, we join in humble salutations. Om Sashanka Chakram Sakirita Kundavam Satidavaskam Sarasvirurekshanam Saharvakshastavakamstubhasriyam Namami Vishnu Shirasakshaturbhujam Om Kamam Karoti Vacham Pangumangayate Girim Yat Kripatamam Vande Paramanandamaram Om Nilam Bhujasham Komalandam सीता समारोपितवामभागम् पानमहासायिकचारुचापम् नमामि रामम् रघुवंशनाथम् ॐ रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः। ॐ नीलवर्णं पीतवस्त्रं श्रीवत्सपरिभूषितं गोविन्दं गोकुलानन्दं ब्रह्मादेरपि पूजितं श्रीमहाविष्णुवामदेव नमः नमामि। ॐ रम्यं सुशोभनं दिव्यं सर्वसौख्यकरं शुभम् आसनं च मया दत्तं परमेश्वर इतिहासम्
जो तुम्हें ताना चाहे जीवन की तृष्णा जो तुम्हें ताना चाहे जीवन की तृष्णा सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्णा 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 सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्णा 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 जो तुम्हें ताना चाहे जीवन की तृष्णा जो तुम्हें ताना चाहे जीवन की तृष्णा सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्णा 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 सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्णा 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 पावन पावन कृष्ण नाम प्यारा प्यारा न बोले कृष्णा कृष्णा सपने वाड़ा कृष्ण नाम पावन पावन कृष्ण नाम प्यारा प्यारा न बोले कृष्णा कृष्णा सपने वाड़ा मन के विजय दियारा बोले कृष्णा कृष्णा मन कभी दियारा बोले कृष्णा कृष्णा सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्णा 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 जिसको मिले ना फिर सुख का मरम क्या जाने जो न जाए कृष्णा कृष्णा जिसका धर्म क्या माने जिसको मिले ना फिर सुख का मरम क्या जाने जो न जाए कृष्णा कृष्णा जिसका धर्म क्या माने चाहिए दियारा बोले कृष्णा कृष्णा चाहिए दियारा बोले कृष्णा कृष्णा सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्णा 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 सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्णा 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 छोड़ दे बखाना दर्द छोड़ दे अहंकारीरा झूठा जगत भैया जब है दुखियों का डेरा छोड़ दे बखाना दर्द छोड़ दे अहंकारीरा झूठा जगत के भैया सब है दुखियों का डेरा फिर को मारा मारा बोले कृष्णा कृष्णा फिर क्या मारा मारा बोले कृष्णा कृष्णा सुबह शाम भोर बंदे कृष्णा 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 सुबह शाम भोर बंदे कृष्णा 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 जो तू मिटाना चाहे जीवन की कृष्णा जो तू मिटाना चाहे जीवन की कृष्णा सुबह शाम भोज बंदे कृष्णा 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 सुबह शाम भोज बंदे कृष्णा 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 सुबह शाम भोज बंदे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्णा.
All right, we go to the glorification of Bhagavan Vishnu now, and today we'll do the Sri Ram. So we'll ask our young maestro there to lead.
माया है झूठा बंधन, क्या भरोसे तू खाली। राम नाम की ज्योति जगा कर अपना भाग्य बचाए, मन में राम बसाए। बोलो राम जय जय राम, बोलो राम, 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 बोलो राम जय जय राम, बोलो राम।
Friends, O Mahavishnu Bhagwan ki jai, Sharanam Prabhu. In like manner now we offer salutations and praises to the feet of Bhagavan Shiva. Shiva symbolizing the reabsorbing aspect of divinity. Atman becomes merged with Paramatman. When self-realization is achieved, he is called Vardhata, the giver of boons. By repeating the Panchakshar mantra Om Namah Shivaya with love and devotion, in the puja of Bhagavan Shiva, the sinful tendencies within us, rather by anger, greed, jealousy, covetousness, hatred, pride, envy, these become burnt in the fires of our devotion. In this manner, we attain purity of thoughts, of words, of deeds, of mind, of intellect, of actions, which are prerequisites for self-realization by offering puja to Bhagavan Shiva with love, with devotion. I invite you now to sit upright, to cast away the worldly cares. We all have them. Let's put these at the back of the minds for a little while we meditate on the most pleasing aspect of Bhagavan. Bhagavan is beyond names, beyond forms. The names and the forms are tools that we use to help us to keep the mind from wandering. Let's imprint the image of Shiva within our heart, whichever form, whichever name. Imprint that within your heart. Meditate. Ask him to be present there, to establish himself within, and to be the guide of the intellect, guiding us on the path of truth, of dharma, of righteousness, of religion, the path, of course, which leads to welfare. To this Shiva, we join in humble salutations. Om Pashunam Vatim Papanasham Pravesham Gajendrasya Kritim Vasanam Varenam Jatajuta Madhye Suradagam Gavarim Mahadevamekam Smarami Smararim Om Yesham Suresham Suraratinasham Vibhum Vishwanatham Vibhutyam Gadosham Virupakshamanvarakavanitrinetram Sadanandamide Prabhu Panchavatram Om Girisham Ganesham Gale Neelavarnam Gajendradirudam Gunatitarupam Bhavan Bhasvaram Bhasvaram Ushitangam Bhavani Kalakam Vaje Panchavatram Om Shivakanta Shambho Shashankara Maule Maheshana Shulin Jatayuktadhari Soneko Jagatyavyakapo Vishwarupa Prasidam Prasidam Prabhu Purnarupam Om Namaste Namaste Vimo Vishwamurte Namaste Namaste Chidananda Murte Namaste Namaste Tapayoga Gamyam Namaste Namaste Shuddhyana Gamyam Om Prabhu Shulapane Vimo Vishwanath
महादेव शंभो महेश शिवकांत शांत स्मराणे पुराणे पुनर्यो वरेण्यो नमान्यो नगम्य पुनर्यो वरेण्यो नमान्यो नगम्य। ओम श्री शिव शंकर भगवान भ्यो नमः नमामि। ओम रम्यं सुशोभनं दिव्यं सर्वसौख्याकरं शुभम् आसनं च मया दत्तं ध्यान शिव शंकरम्। ओम नमोऽस्तु नीलग्रीवाय सहस्राक्षाय विदुषे अथो यस्य सत्त्वानो अन्तेभ्यो अकरं नमः। ओम त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्ष्यमामृतात्। ओम वरुणस्योतं हन्मसि वरुणस्य स्कं सजनीस्तो वरुणस्य वित्सरन्यसि वरुणस्य वित्सरन्मासि वरुणस्य वित्सरन्मासि भाग्यमर्घ्यमाचमन्यं स्नानं श्री शिव शंकर भगवान पूजनम्। ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय नमो नमः। ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय नमो नमः। ओम गोक्षीरधामदेश गोक्षीरे मया कृतं स्नापनं देव देवेश्वरान् शिव शंकरम् शीर्स्नानं श्री शिव शंकर भगवान पूजनम्। ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय नमो नमः। ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय नमो नमः। रूपा पशुपते कर्मण्यामा अविलिप्ता रौद्रा नमो रूपा पारजन्य गंगाजल स्नानं शिवजल स्नानं श्री शिव शंकर भगवान पूजनम्। ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय नमो नमः। ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय नमो श्री शिव शंकर भगवान के जय। शरणं प्रभु शीतोषसंप्राणमजारक्षां परं देहं कर्णं वस्त्रं कृतार्थं प्रतिगृह्यतामिति वस्त्रदानं समर्पयामि। ब्रह्मज्ञानं प्रथमं ओम रुद्राय विश्वेश्वरा महेश्वराय नमः। महेश्वराय नमः। ओम नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव। रोम भोले हर हर महादेव भोले। रोम भोले हर हर महादेव भोले। हर हर महादेव भोले। हर हर महादेव भोले। रोम भोले हर हर महादेव भोले। हर हर महादेव भोले। हर हर महादेव भोले। के रखवाले तुम्हारी महिमा अपरंपार, तुम्हारी महिमा अपरंपार। शरणियों आए उनकी नैया पार हो बिन पतवार, नैया पार हो बिन पतवार। तुम चाहो तो झूठा गाने अंजने भोले, हर हर महादेव 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 भोले। बिगड़े काम बनाने वाले तुम हो दीन दयाला, प्रभु हो दीन दयाला। बिगड़े काम बनाने वाले तुम हो दीन दयाला, प्रभु हो दीन दयाला। मन चाहा फल पाए तुम्हारी पूजा करने वाला, तुम्हारी पूजा करने वाला। उसके सारे पाप कटे जो शंकर बाबू। हर हर महादेव भोले, हर हर भोले, हर हर महादेव 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 भोले।
Alright, we'll invite all to join now in the glorification of Bhagavan Shiva through the Panchakshara Stotram. And once again, Amar is sitting right in front of the harmonium there. He will lead.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya, Rameshwara Shiva Rameshwara, Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya, Rameshwara Shiva Rameshwara, Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya, Gangadhara Shiva Gangadhara, 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 Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya, Shiva Yogeshwara, Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya, Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya, Mahakaleeshwara, Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya, Mahakaleeshwara, Shiva Mahakaleeshwara, Har Har Bole Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Har
This time we'll take prasadam from those who are brought. For the same time, we'll have the Shiva Abhishek continuing, and the Kirtan Bhajan will continue as well. Om Hari Om Hari Om Hari Om Tat Sat Tat Sat Vishnu Sri Brahma Viti Prara.
कभी राम बने के कभी श्याम बने के चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना कभी राम बने के कभी श्याम बने के चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना प्रभु जी चले आना Chale aana विषय रूप में आना, समय विषय रूप में आना, लक्ष्य साथ मेरे देश प्रभात मेरे चले आना, प्रभु जी चले आना, कभी राम बन के कभी श्याम बन के चले आना, प्रभु जी चले आना। राम बन के कभी श्याम बन के चले आना, प्रभु जी चले आना। चले आना, प्रभु जी चले आना, समय गणपति रूप में आना, समय गणपति रूप में आना, प्रभु जी चले आना, मुझे ले आना, प्रभु जी चले आना, मुझे ले आना, प्रभु जी चले आना।
Reaksinya kan? Shiva शिवा की गिरिजा मैया, शिवा की गिरिजा मैया, शिवा करो मोरी नैया, 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 शिवा करो मोरी नैया, अब शिवा करो मोरी नैया, ओ अब शिवा करो मोरी नैया, ओ अब शिवा करो मोरी नैया। नहीं चाहिए रंग महलना, धन दौलत की शान, हम तो मांगे तुझसे मालिक एक संतोष का दान। नहीं चाहिए रंग महलना, धन दौलत की शान, हम तो मांगे तुझसे मालिक एक संतोष का दान। कि घर घर में खुशियाले हो, सदा सुख की हरियाली हो। नहीं चाहिए रंग महलना, धन दौलत की शान, हम तो मांगे तुझसे मालिक एक संतोष का दान। तूने हमको जन्म दिया है, तू ही पालनहार, तेरी दया से फूलों फले हम सबका घर संसार। तूने हमको जन्म दिया है, तू ही पालनहार, तेरी दया से फूलों फले हम सबका घर संसार। नहीं चाहिए हीरे मोती, नहीं चाहिए हीरे मोती कारतनों की खान, हम तो मांगे तुझसे मालिक एक संतोष का दान। नहीं चाहिए रंग महलना, धन दौलत की शान, हम तो मांगे तुझसे मालिक एक संतोष का दान। सुख के बदले दुख देने की अगर भावना तेरी, दुख को सहने की शक्ति है यही प्रार्थना मेरी। सुख के बदले दुख देने की अगर भावना तेरी, दुख को सहने की शक्ति है यही प्रार्थना मेरी। किसी के आगे हाथ न पहले अपने मेहनत को सुख पाए इतना दे वरदान। हमको मांगे तुझसे मालिक एक संतोष का दान। नहीं चाहिए रंग महल दौलत की शान। हमको मांगे तुझसे मालिक एक संतोष का दान। घर घर में खुशियाली हो सदा सुख की हरियाली हो। नहीं चाहिए रंग महल धन दौलत की शान। हम तो मांगे तुझसे मालिक एक संतोष का दान। नहीं चाहिए रंग महल धन दौलत की शान। हम तो मांगे तुझसे मालिक एक संतोष का दान।
Devotees, last week India celebrated the 73rd Republic Day. It is when they became an independent country, break away from the colonials. It was shortly after Lataji sung this beautiful bhajan that brought tears to the entire nation. And so today, we sing this song in her memory. May her soul be among the Punya Atmas, the great souls of the past. And we also remember the great sons who sacrificed their lives for this dharma, because without their sacrifice, I do not know what kind of worship we will be doing here today. And to those great sons, and Lataji, we say, ये शुभ दिन है हम सबका, लहरा रो तिरंगा प्यारा, और मत भूलो सीमा पर वीरों ने है प्राण गवाए। कुछ यार उन्हें भी कर लो, कुछ यार उन्हें भी कर लो, जो लोग के घर न आए, जो लोग के घर न मेरे वतन के जरा आँख में भर लो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी फरियाद मेरे वतन के में भर लो पानी, जब घायल हुआ हिमालय खतरे में पड़े आजादी जब तकती सांस लगे वो जब तकती सांस लगे वो फिर अपनी आग गिराई पे भर कर मारा अमर बलिदानी शरीर हुए कर याद तुम्हारी जब देश में थी दीवानी तो खेल रहे थे गोली बैठे थे घरों में जब हम बैठे थे घरों में तो खेल रहे थे गोली ये जवाबों की जवानी कोई सिख कोई जात मराठा कोई सिख कोई जात मराठा कोई गुरका कोई मजरासी कोई गुरका कोई मजरासी हर हर पद मरने वाला हर हर पर मरने वाला हर वीर भारतवासी भूल किया शरीर हुए हैं फिर भी बंदूक उठाके दस दस को एक ने मारा फिर गई गई होश गवाके जब अंत समय आया जब अंत समय आया तो कह गए थे अब मरते हैं न देश के प्यार कुछ है न देश के प्यार अब हम तो समझ गए अब हम तो समझ The last verse of the psalm is the last verse is saying, "He wanna say that he said that the bodies, when these martyrs, they were great sons who fought. Names like Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, Prabhasad Bismil, Puri Ram Bose. You know what? And you probably heard of Mahatma Gandhi. Forget it. These are the young brave souls who fought. They were drenched in blood. Each one of them, they shot tens of their enemies. If they did not fight, honestly, I don't know what we will be doing here today. We have lost our Sanskriti or Bhasha. But anyway, Java Anta Samaya Ayatha, when the end came, he said when the end came, when they were about to breathe their last breath, they said to the nation, nation, your country, your dharma is now free. As we embark on our eternal sleep, let us do not forget these great sons who fought for our benefit, so we can offer, we can worship, and we can sit in devotion.
Thank you. That was appropriate at the time too.
Yeah.
Anybody left?
It's somebody's birthday today.
Yes, we're getting there. So we'd like to wish both Pete and Eileen, who's not here unfortunately, happy birthday, many happy returns. In case I forget it, I don't like it's on my list. I think you made a list in here. So we'll see. Our family and friends, once again a warm welcome to each and every one of you. As we celebrate the Basant Panchami, which is of course was yesterday. Unfortunately, it finished very early in the day at 12:41 or something. It was over. But you know what? Time being what it is, it's not when, it's what we learn from it. The Basant Panchami, of course, is dedicated to the honoring of the Devi of Saraswati Ma. It's the welcoming of the spring season, and you wouldn't think it's spring here, but you can see the days getting longer. Since January 14th, actually, the days have been showing at least 2 minutes a day longer. So all these are things that for the farmer, it means a lot. We come from an agrarian culture. The celebration of the Kagwa, the celebration of the singing of the Chautal and everything else are symbolic of the welcome of this very important season where farmers, of course, spend their time to feed the nation. And without their efforts, we who live in the cities will have nothing to eat, and we have to recognize that one. So we honor the farmers who spend long days, long nights as well, trying to put the food on our table. And we appreciate that. We pray Bhagwan, bless them with abundant crops and long life and good health as well. Now we'll pick up our story from where we left off the last time. And that is, of course, the whole idea here. We're using the analogy of Ramcharitmanas, the story of Sri Ram, to bring to an end the domination of the ego, Ravan, who resides in all of us. That's the reason why we become angry. That's why we hate other people. This is why we are jealous of other people. The ego within us will not allow us to live and let live. So we need to bring that under some kind of control. We are humans after all, not just animals. Where animals meet, they growl at each other. When humans meet, they say namaste, they shake hands, they hug. These are the kind of things that we're supposed to do, but for the past little while, 2 years now, we haven't been doing, but it will get back to normalcy before very long. We're getting there slowly. But this is how humans greet each other. The divine within me recognizes the divine within you. Let us live as brothers and sisters. Let us progress together. Because when one is left behind, everybody gets left behind. Man is judged by the poorest person in his community. And if we who are more fortunate don't make sure we take care of that, then who's going to do it? It's not a live and let die situation. That's for James Bond. It's a live and let live. So this is what Dharma is about, and we are looking at the ways how we can overcome it. Now, one of the ways, of course, is to go into meditation, to deprive ourselves of luxuries that we are used to in life, so that we can recognize and walk in somebody else's shoes who hasn't got our wherewithal. And the story of Ram and Sita, of course, is indicative of this. From the prince who was to be crowned the day before, he's now a pauper, living as a pauper in the forest, in exile. And this is where we are. Unless we go through these deprivations, or deprivation, however you want to pronounce it, we will not be able to recognize how other people live. We are fortunate, all of us are, that we've been born in a situation where we find ourselves in Canada, where it's a first world country, everybody is given equal opportunity, pretty much equal opportunity. There are certain people who don't make that up, but equally, we are supposed to progress. We cannot account for other people's shortcomings. We can only account for our own. And if we account for our own, others see by example. Whatever wonderful people, wonderful, great people do, others will tend to follow. But to become great, you have to show compassion for humanity. Look at the people who are honored in this time of need. Is it the people who are only wealthy? It may seem so, but when we say Jai Shri Ram, Rama was a king, yes, but what has he done that we can use that word Jai Shri Ram? His life was a total disaster. I keep saying this all the time. From the time he was sent into exile, is one calamity after the next, after the next, after the next. And it's not that all of us are not going to meet calamities. We will. Death and separation is normal. Those are calamities beyond our telling. And when they do happen, we have to pick ourselves up and move on. And this is exactly what Sri Ram does. In spite of all the calamities, he never wavered from the path of Dharma. That is why we call him Jai Shri Ram. Let's join in prayer. Om Lokabhiramam Ranarangadhiram Rajivanekram Raghuvanshanatham Karunyarupam Karunagarantam Shri Ramachandram Sharanam Prabhade Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
विग्रहाय सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे मां भवानि सहितं नमामि जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम.
When we left off the last time, Vishadraj Guha, speaking to Lakshman, was saying, look what a difference this has made from someone who was brought up in all these luxuries, where everything was at their disposal, now find themselves living or sleeping on a bed of bush grass and leaves. How is this possible? Fate is paramount, he says. Lakshman, of course, picks up from there. This is where we left off the last time, I think. Lakshman now is going to educate Guha, which is education, the education which we all need. Alright? Things happen. Things happen because of our karma. And unless we recognize this, that every single thing we think, every single thing we say, every single thing we do, eventually come back in some way or the other as merit or demerit. That's how it is. This is why we have to be so careful in our P's and Q's at all times. Because when we go, please expect it. Whenever it's the same way that a cow, when I use this example all the time, whenever a cow is hungry, the calf, it doesn't want to suckle somebody else's mother. It finds its own. Even if it starves to death, it will not suckle another mother. That's how the cow is. It only finds. So does our karma. Find only us, not someone else. Mine doesn't go to you, yours doesn't come to you. We pick up where continuation of this voice, this voice. Go on.
Nandani Mandamati Katina Kutila Paluki Tehira Gunandan Janaki Sikha Sarvati Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Oh, Jai Raghunandan Janaki Sukha Avasar Dukha Deen Kai Kai Nandani Mandamati Katina Kutila Paluki Jai Raghunandan Janaki Sukha Avasar Dukha Deen Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram
Alright, so when something bad goes in your life, what do? You find somebody to blame, right? Isn't that how life is? So here, Guha, who is not educated enough yet, but will be soon, and like us too, is blaming someone. He said, the foolish daughter of Kekai, the king of Kekai, that is Kekai, has wrought a cruel mischief by inflicting this pain on Sri Ram and Sita. On their very day of rejoicing, the day they were supposed to be crowned as Yuvraj, what happens? Exile. Now when you think about this, no doubt this will happen to us from time to time, friends. Not the same person at the same time. But for all of us, there comes a time when you meet certain block that you find impossible to overcome. In the case of Sri Ram, it's exile. You cannot stop it from happening. The king's command is his way to obey. He has to obey. This is the king's, although the king didn't really need it. He was hoping that after a few days in the forest, someone will bring him back. But Ram takes that as a command. It has to be the king's command, cannot be broken. If you break it, what happens? You put to death. Now, what kind of example you're setting for others? This is the son of the king, and he's saying, well, I can't obey my father. What about the ordinary citizen? What goes for one goes for all. That's how it's supposed to be. And so, continuing, Guha is saying, Chopra.
वितपत तोरा तुमति कीन सब विश्व दुखारी जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम राम श्याम स्वयं निहारी राम श्याम स्वयं निहारी स्वयं निहारी राम स्वयं निहारी राम श्याम स्वयं निहारी राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम.
Continuing, the Nishad Raj is saying, this wicked woman, Kaikeyi, she's the mother of Sri Rama, has become an axe to fell the tree of the solar race and plunge the entire world into woe. Exceedingly sad. And you know, who wouldn't be sad? Like I told you from time to time, when I read Ramayana, tears come to my eyes all the time. And you know why? Because the story is so moving, you gotta feel. And if you don't feel, it means you're not listening. Tears always come to my eyes because of the suffering that is involved. And life itself is not all bed of roses, you know that. Every day we wake up is a new pain, isn't it? But we put that aside and we move on as if we live forever. But it's there. Axophel is exceedingly sad indeed. was Guha, to see Ram and Sita sleeping on this planet. He became really sad. So should we. Because eventually, we will find ourselves in that same situation. Like it or not. We're not going to be sent in exile. But sadness will come in everybody's life from time to time. Death and parting is inevitable. It's just a matter of time. And if we don't learn how to show compassion from now, how are we going to show ourselves and deal with our own selves when the time comes? We learn from how others are able to cope. And Rama, I got to give him a lot of credit, has been able to cope with every single thing possible. And I don't know who would want to call me at this point.
Maybe Sri Ram.
Sri Ram would not be calling me. All right. I hope that got went off. Sri Ram is not going to be calling me. But this is the way things are. Every one of us will eventually find ourselves in a situation where we feel for what has happened to us. And we don't know how to get out of it. Because the woe is so much, you cannot think straight, you cannot say anything that makes sense sometimes. But if all these things happen, this is all part of life. Continuing. So what?
ज्ञान विराग भगति रस सार जय राम जय राम जय राम जय राम जय राम जय राम काहू न को सुख दुख करदाता सुख दुख करदाता निज कृत कर्म भोग सबुगाता भोग सबुगाता भोग सबुगाता निज कृत भोग सबुगाता निज कृत कर्म भोग सबुगाता जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम जय राम श्री राम.
This will be our lesson for today too. Lakshman spoke to him in sweet, the reply of course now comes in sweet, gentle words, imbued with the nectar of wisdom. This is Lakshman speaking. The nectar of wisdom, of detachment, no attachment at all, and bhakti, love. What he says, no man is the cause of another's joy or sorrow. All reap the fruit, brother, of their own actions. So when we look for somebody to blame, you may not get along with somebody at work and they may do something against you. You understand that? Their karma says they got to do that and yours says you got to suffer. We don't know why it is so, but in somehow or the other, everything seems to come back eventually to the same thing. As we do, so shall we reap. This is exactly what Lakshman is saying here. No one, we shouldn't blame anyone. Look into ourselves first. No one is the cause of another's joy or sorrow. We make it a joy, yes. Our spouse has a birthday, we're happy for them, right? But we're happy too. But if we lose them, what happens? We have sorrow. And this will all happen. We celebrate birthday, people celebrating a birthday today. And we wish him well. I hope he lives to 150.
So long here, Prabhu.
We don't know that, but I wish him that. Not because I wish it means it's going to happen. I would wish that it does happen, but who knows? The 150 is only the age of the body. The body ages. The jiva never ages. All it does is adds on karma and extract karma. Every time you perform some deed, is because you're adding more or you're taking out some. Okay? This is a continuous process. It never stops. From life to life to life to life. Since the beginning of whenever time began, I don't know. Before time began, probably. This process has been continuing on and on and on. You may say, okay, but life, as we know, it only started what? For some, it will only be 6,000 years ago, 6,022 now. But there never was a time when time was not. There never was a time when Bhagavan was not. There never was a time when Jiva was not. There never was a time when matter was not. All these things are always in existence. The science says this, but some religion, that's their wisdom. We can't go into that. Everybody is allowed to believe what they want to believe. That's freedom of belief, freedom of worship. This is our way. We stick with our way. Does that make sense? So Lakshman has said something very important. This is life's lesson by itself. We could go on with this forever. I could tell you all kind of stories where things come up to happen. But all of you know these already. But it's good in mentioning it in passing here. Continuing, Lakshman is still speaking and what he says. No point.
लगी जग जालू संपत्ति विपत्ति करम जन्म मरण जह लगी जग जालू संपत्ति विपत्ति करम रुकालू रम रुकालू संपत्ति विपत्ति करम रुकालू जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम Yoga Viyoga Bhoga Bhalamanda, union and separation, the experience of good and evil, of friends, of foes, as well as neutrals. These are but snares of delusion. We only think they're happening because it seems to be happening. But in reality, these are only passing things. Someone you dislike today, you might end up liking the next day once you get to know them. And I'll tell you that for a fact. Most love stories start with girl hating boy or boy hating girl. I don't know how many of you watch Indian movies. But that's the basis of many of them. And then what happens? Change begins to occur because as you get to know someone, you begin to see their values. And until that moment,
You cannot judge the book by its cover, which we all tend to do. First impression always make an impression. And using that first impression, people's lives go away from where it should be going. Spend some time, contemplate, think. This is how we should be acting. God has blessed us with an intellect, but a lot of us waste it. It's meant to be used. All the experiences that are residing within the chitta needs to be called upon by our intellect. What was the last time when I think about this thing, and what did I do? You ever think of it that way? Because it's all stored in there. Nobody forgets anything. Everything is stored there already. The brain function, yes. As we get older, the brain function tends to deteriorate. Why? Because the cells all die. Because that's how life is meant to be. We're not meant to live forever. Even nowadays, with the advance in the medical sciences and so on, what has happened is we live longer. Unlike me, I'm already an old man. I should have been dead while living in 50 years ago, maybe. But pump yourself with the painkillers, pump yourself with the medications, and what happened? You live longer. It's not bad. I'm glad I live longer, okay? It's not a bad thing. But the longer we live, if we live it in a good quality of life, that's excellent. If the quality of life is bad,
Live longer independent, don't depend.
yes, longer independent. The quality of life is what that is. If we live independent and take care of ourselves and think for ourselves and act for ourselves, that's a perfectly blessed life. If we lie in bed, hollering and shouting, and oh God, hope that never happens to any of us. But if that's the way life turns out to be, and it can, what do? We have to wait on the time until the mission is completed. It doesn't come to an end. We all come here with a mission. That mission is ongoing for many of us. For some, it may not. I hope our mission lasts a long time. But I cannot guarantee that will happen. But we need to be prepared. But if it doesn't happen, what is the recourse? What recourse is available to us? This is why we come to Temple Life, is to learn what recourse is available. I'm telling you all this thing all the time. We gotta be human. To be godly, we gotta be human. To be ungodly, we're animals. Are we animals or humans? Take your pick. We are humans. Every one of us is blessed with this ingrained quality within us. Every single one. To be able to think, to be able to reason, to be able to come to a solution to what is facing you at that particular time. And all that is within. But we are looking for help everywhere else. You know, Bhagavan, in his own wisdom, made us so that our eyes only see out there. He never says, well, start looking inside. We got to stop looking out there and start looking in. We got to stop blaming others and take responsibility. Because no one ever forces you to do anything. Even when you're sick and you've got a medicine coming to you, you don't want to take it, what happens? They coax you into taking it, isn't it? But is that because of the person who's giving you, or because for your own good? Think of it, all of us brought up kids. They never like medicine. You gotta be sweet before they like it. That's why all the kids' medicine are sweet. For us, as you get older, it doesn't have to be that sweet. But we still have long tongues. Everybody has them. I eat the dessert before I eat the food. Why do you think I got all this weight problem? I too love my stomach. I need to stop loving it so much and start using my head. Eat all the fiber first, then look at the other stuff. Eat all the greens first, then look at the carb. How many of us does that? We all shovel the carb, the greens to the side and eat the rest of the stuff because it tastes
Carb more
better.
cheap, and it,
Huh?
the carb more cheap.
More cheap. It is cheaper, but it tastes better as well. It's a comfort food more than anything else. All right, I'm gonna have to stop here this time. I'm sorry, but
Someone summed up the line. सवेरे वाली गाड़ी से चले जाएंगे.
yeah, that was Mohammed Rafi.
कुछ देके जाएंगे, कुछ लेके जाएंगे. The last Janam seeds, we have some of them clear. Now some sins, we again take.
That's the vasanas, yes. Don't call them sins. It's adharma and adharmic.
Whatever.
We're not sinners and non-sinners here, okay? We are dharmic and non-dharmic or adharmic. We want to be dharmic. And the stuff I'm telling you here is from the Hindu perspective, not from anything else. We all grown accustomed to sins and sinners and so on. Nobody is a sinner. Even the person who's a dharmic has a future. And even the person who is dharmic had a past. Put those two together and think what you think. Use your head. It's all there. Prem Swasyapati Ramachandra ki jai. I have to stop unfortunately. I was hoping to finish the next Chaupai, but next time we'll look at this again. Thank you all for being here, as I said. And this time Eileen actually left a note here for me, which is actually quite good because, like I said, my head doesn't work that well. It's got big holes inside in different places. So thanks for coming. You actually put it on joining us at the temple. And thanks to everyone who's watching on Facebook as well. Now we did say that we're going to post some of these kathas and services on the YouTube eventually, and I think Ramin has already started doing that. So we do have a YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube and ask for Voice of Dharma, you should be able to catch it. All right. So anything that you don't catch on Facebook, you can see some are there already. This one obviously is not going to be there for a while yet, but it will be eventually when our IT guy gets around to doing it. Yesterday was Vasant Panchami when the Holika was planted. I told you that already. Tuesday, February 15th will be the full moon. Monday, February 28th will be Mahashivratri. Now, I gotta be honest, Hemo had booked a set for the Mahashivratri, but now she's in Guyana because of other things that came up during that time. So if anybody wants to, right now, as of now, it's available. If you like to, you will take it. Peter already did that. Okay, great. So we have someone else who's going to participate on that game. And that's Monday, February 28th. We'll try to go as late as possible. I don't know if we'll go the whole night. We probably will. If enough people indicate they will, we will try to stay. I know I will, but I hope some other people will too. Especially it being a week a day, now I gotta go to work the next day and so on. I understand fully. And thanks to all the musicians. I gotta be honest, the music is getting better every week. Kirtan and Bhajan is one wonderful thing, and I gotta compliment the people and bless them, and may Saraswati Ma bless them with the improvement in their talent as they move on and on. But every week it seems to be that way, and it's getting better. And like I said, 8 years come to my eye when this thing happened, and I know I don't want to dwell too long on it before I actually do start to cry.
Gotta sincerely thank Amar for this.
Yes, I tell you, I don't know when Amar start his work back again in the sun is what we're gonna do. But we have to thank him. Amar, can you arrange the Shivratri to be off on that day, please? All right. And today, of course, birthday is Vasant. Many happy return, Vasant. And Eileen, she's at home. I think she's watching So Eileen, I'm looking straight at you now. Happy birthday.
From all of us.
From all of us, you see, you heard that. We're still looking for membership for this new year of 2022. That's $10 per year per person. Over 18, of course. Under 18, you don't have to pay anything. And we have a bunch of donations here today, which I'd like to announce quickly. So, Shanta Singh and Basanti Singh, or Shanta Prasad and Basanti Singh. I think Basanti is celebrating her 85th birthday. So we want to recognize that fact, Basanti. I think you're watching. Happy birthday, many happy returns again. I'm looking straight at you right now. I hope you're looking back at me. All right. So happy birthday, and we thank you for the donation. It's a $185 donation from Basanti Singh, and $30 for membership for Shanta, for Basanti, and for Anjani. And also sending and this is from Chandrauti Jaishri. I don't know how many of you might remember Viv Jaishri, who used to be with us way back in the early 2000s. Today marks the 21st anniversary, yesterday. 90s and early 2000. He was with us when we took over management here. So 21 years passed yesterday since he passed away. Died in Chandigarh, actually, in India. So the funeral was some days after. So Chandra, the wife, has sent us a donation for $100. Thank you, Chandra. I'm looking straight at you as well. Thank you. And we all pray for not only Viv. At this time, I'd like to ask you to put a hand in prayer a little bit for Viv and for Lata Mangeshkar. Let's not forget her. She's an icon for all Hindus, a gem actually. And we are sorry that her time has come. At even at the age of 92, she was singing like a young 16-year-old. Better actually, but her voice actually mellowed as she got older. She was really wonderful. That's a talent, like one in a lifetime. I gotta be honest. And she had sisters who were the same way too. Very talented people. A brother as well who is quite talented. Om Anadhinidhano Deva Shankha Chakra Gadadharam Akshay Pundarikaksha Preta Moksha Prado Bhava Pitra Moksha Prado Bhava Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Ram Nam Satya Hai Yahi Sab Ki Gati Hai. Alright, so from Basant, 125. Bas, you already put the 150 here almost? $125. And I do not announce $100. So those are all links. Thank you. I want to thank all those people who donated. This is what helps us to keep this thing going and to pay to broadcast it live as well, as we are doing this past little while. COVID has done some bad things, but it's done some good things as well. Without this, you wouldn't be sitting at home and watching us. So that's a positive. But we'd like you to come back here eventually, because the vibration that is in the temple at the time is not experienced at home. And those who come here will know that. I think that's about it for now. Prem Swasiyapati Ramchandra Ki Jai. I think we can stand for Aarti now. Yes.
Aarti Shri Ramanji Kirti Kare Kalait Siyati Aarti Shri Ramanji Kirti Kare Kalait Siyati Aarti Shri Ramanji Kirti Kare Kalait Aarti Shri Ramanji Kirti Kare Kalait Siyati Aarti Shri Ramanji Kirti Kare Kalait Siyati त्वमेव माता स्वपिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। ॐ पापोऽहं पापोकर्माहं पापोऽआत्मा पापसम्भवः त्राहि मां पुण्डरीकाक्षं सर्वपापो हरे। ॐ मन्त्रिहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तहीनं जनार्दनं यत्पूजितं मया देव परिपूर्णं तदस्तु मे। ॐ पार परमानन्दो हरिस्वरेव क्षीरं परिसरोजन पावमहि भक्ति सदा सतसंगस्या परशुरामचंद्र की जय शरणं प्रभु। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। ओम यौ शांति अंतरिक्षं शांति पृथ्वी शांति आकाश शांति औषधय शांति वनस्पति शांति विश्वदेव शांति ब्रह्मा शांति सर्वं शांति 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 हरे। प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण भगवान की जय।